Hi, and thanks for joining me on RegEdited. Today is all about the natural life and living it at least as natural as possible, right? I'm Reggie, and I'm a video content creator and a sales executive by day, and 24 hours a day, I am a caregiver for my mom who is a stroke survivor. So thanks for joining me. So people ask me the question about my hair, and I figure, I should do a video on it and just tell you a little bit about it and how it came to be that I wear my hair naturally. And for those of you that don't really understand natural versus straight, meaning that I'm not putting a bunch of chemicals in it besides covering up my gray hair. So let's start with that. And please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button, because that's the only way you'll probably get my videos in your feed, or at least you'll be notified about it. So thank you, and let's get started. So I've been wearing my hair basically like an afro. It's probably started back in the beginning of the 2000s. So it's been about 18, 17 years, somewhere around there. I used to wear my hair straight. I would always have relaxers in my hair, which is a chemical, and straighten out my hair. I really didn't understand what my hair was all about in the first place growing up. All I knew is that you wanted to have straight hair of what you saw in the magazines, and going to Catholic school where I used to attend, there weren't very many people that looked like me. So straightening my hair was just the thing to do. And my mom took me to the hairstylist to get it either pressed out straight or to just go for it all the way and put the relaxer in. Because in our mindset, African Americans, we always thought, okay, this will be easier for your hair if you put the relaxer in, and so you can manage your hair better. Well, I think we were misled. And ever since then, as I became an adult, I decided to let my hair just be curly and do what it does. It's pretty coarse, and they're ringlets. So I don't know what what are they called? Like, there's a type of hair, but I guess I'm still a 4, but I don't know if it's A, B, or C. I'm not sure, because I tend to manipulate my hair because I braid it. So to change the curl pattern and also to stretch it. And that's what I like. So I kept on, when I started wearing my hair like an afro, it was not all natural. It was basically texturized. So I would texturize it about every 4 to 5 months, I think, probably twice, max 3 times a year, just to loosen up the roots. And so I thought, oh yeah, this is it, and this is my, my look. And I was doing that every 3 to 4 months, texturize it, no problem. Texturize it every 3, 4, 5 months, it was no problem, and colored my hair on top of that. I had a great hairstylist. Her name was Crystal, is Crystal in Los Angeles, and I grew up with her. We were in high school together. And now I'm in Las Vegas, so I don't get to see her as much. Now that I am a caregiver for my mom, I can't travel as much, so that's a bummer. So I decided that I was gonna take on the duty of texturizing my hair, which I've done many times over the years on my own, and it was no big deal. So this is where the trauma began of the fallout. My hair fell out. It was January 2017, which I'll never forget it, because I would talk about horrified when it came down to losing your hair. I mean, your hair is your crown. And I wasn't a wig. I've never been a wig person that wear wigs or a bunch of extensions. I've done extensions before because I was doing broadcasting for, red carpet events. So, it made your hair fuller and longer. So, I did that for those assignments. But 9 times out of 10, I did not have any type of extra hair pieces or anything in my hair. So I always took care of my hair as best as I could. And so what was going on during that time, January 2017? Well, my mother had moved in with me for me to take on the caregiving duties. She lost her spouse the year before, and I was trying to maintain her in her own home with a live-in caregiver that been with her for 17 years. And I just could not manage it financially to have two separate homes, one in LA and one in Vegas. And I was running back and forth, flying back and forth once a week for a year. And when she lost her spouse, that was a big toll on me too, because he was my second father. And, he was in home hospice as well. And I was going back there to relieve the caregiver on the weekends. So I had two of them that I was caregiving for. That went on for about 3 or 4 months until he passed away. But I continued to come every week for the following months so I can relieve the caregiver. So really, I wasn't getting any time off anyway. So fast forward to when my mom moved in, and that was around November of 2016. Yes. And so came January, my grandmother, my mom's mom, passed away. And she was 95, lived a long life, wonderful life. And at that time, I was managing, my mom, her affairs, and then having a high stress job. There's so many things going on, and by the time she came in town, and I was running around like with my head cut off, because just trying to figure out what works best for her, trying to hire caregivers to help me in the day. I mean, interviewing, dealing with doctors, trying to figure out, bringing her into a different healthcare system. There were just all these things going on. So I go ahead and texturize my hair. I don't know, I'm in the bathroom texturizing and everything's fine. Did it right by the book, by the instructions, right? It's like no more than 12 minutes, get it on from the time you start applying it, and then get it off and just rinse it off. As soon as I got in the shower, bam, hair started falling out in droves. And you'll probably see the picture here. And that picture won't even do you justice, because I had two pictures, and one was a bag of hair. My hair was in a bag. It filled up the bag. And also it continued to come out in the next 2 to 3, 4 washes after that. I was a mess, I can't tell you. So it comes down to stress. The stress came out in that way. My immune system was obviously running low, because I never had a problem with texturizing my hair ever in all my life. And for it to do that, I know that I was just overloaded. So my hair was very short. I mean, it was, I don't know. I can't even say it. I had bald spot on both sides where the hair literally came out from the roots. Unfortunately, I had some hair in the front that was covering the back of where I had those spaces. And I just kept cutting it myself, because I had no hairstylist to go to, because Crystal is in LA. And so at the same time, I'm frantically trying to find a hairstylist. And I went to use, let's see, is it Asophy? I can't remember the name. It's for your hair breaking off, and just, to combat it from continuing to break off. And so I use that. It makes your hair real hard. You sit under a dryer for 15 minutes and then you rinse it out, and you do that like every 6 weeks. Well, my hairstylist over the phone was telling me you need to do it like every couple of weeks, because your hair is in critical behavior that is happening to it. And so I just didn't even know how I was gonna go to work. I was really embarrassed. So I had a short little cut, and you probably see that in the photos. And so now it's been, let's see here, It's been about 19 months. And as you can tell, the hair is back. And but now I am truly 100% natural. I no longer use texturizers or any of those chemicals to put in my hair. And I said I swore it off forever, except for the color, because like I said, I have to, you know, I use a demi color that's not as harsh to color my grays, because I'm not walking around with grays yet. I'm not ready to let that take over my head yet. And so that's it. This is how I've been living natural. And that's why I have to say, I've really been a real natural since 2017, January, when my hair fell out. And before that, you know, it was half and half. So thanks for watching. And please remember, always keep searching for the perfect bite and balance, and stay natural. If you have any comments, please do leave them at the bottom, and I will certainly get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, and have a great one.